That's what's so unique about On Our Own. Every single person on staff here is a trained peer recovery specialist because a peer offers hope. There's something a peer can offer someone with lived experience that not, at least in my experience, no one else has been able to offer. Someone that can look and say, me too, I get it, I've been there. I'm a little bit further along my journey and I can tell you that it's going to get better.
Funding for this program comes from the James A. Meador Foundation, with additional support from the American Advertising Federation of Roanoke. They're not the rich and famous. Their profit comes not from the thing they sell, but the good they do. Our nation has more than 1.5 million nonprofits that employ 1 out of 10 Americans, providing services that otherwise go unfulfilled, keeping our community connected when all else fails. But nonprofits often lack the tools to properly promote themselves, to inspire more donors and volunteers and clients to their cause. That's where I come in. I've been in the nonprofit world for nearly 20 years. I connect nonprofits with marketing professionals who donate their time and expertise so that, at the end of the day, these life-giving organizations can do more, do better, by creating more, that's right, buzz. Life can be hard, especially if you've suffered abuse from a parent or spouse, trauma from military service, sexual assault, or bipolar disorder. You cope with drugs and alcohol because, quite simply, you feel you're on your own. But that's not the case, at least in Roanoke, Virginia, where a nonprofit 365 days a year is dedicated to ensuring you are not on your own, and making sure this organization isn't on its own, marketing-wise, are our good friends from Wheeler Digital, who returned to our show to provide today's nonprofit star with some much-needed buzz.
So I'm Robin Hubert. I'm the Executive Director of On Our Own of Roanoke Valley. We are a center for folks who are seeking recovery from mental health and substance use challenges. There's no application to come in. It's just you walk in. There's no requirement for coming to the center. You don't have to make an appointment. And so 365 days a year, we are here every afternoon, 7 days a week, for people that come in and are seeking recovery. And the beautiful thing about us is it's peer support. Because everyone else is in long-term recovery that works here, you can connect in a way that is very heart-to-heart.
Robin Hubert has battled a lifetime of depression and pain and knows the path of the peer. She says when her stepfather began abusing her mother, she would hide her sister behind her bedroom dresser to shield her from the violence. At 11 years old, she got her first taste of alcohol, which numbed her pain. 19 years later, 19 years of alcohol abuse and multiple hospitalizations for major depressive disorder. In the year 2000, she checked into rehab where she spent not only her 30th birthday, but her son's 4th. While she began a new life of sobriety, a marriage to an abusive husband herself planted the seeds of substance abuse in her own children. Following a car accident, her son also became addicted to prescription OxyContin. He eventually got sober, she says, but after a visit with his ailing father, from whom Robin had long since separated, he relapsed, took one more dose, and died.
So that experience, which is going to be 15 years this year that he's gone, he was very obviously difficult losing a child. And I am sure that he's in heaven. I'm sure because of my faith and his faith that he's with Jesus in heaven. I did not have to pick up a drink because of the support I had with my church family, my AA family, and just my friends who just surrounded me and held me up. So that is a huge thing, because when you've had a lifetime of depending on a painkiller, and alcohol is a painkiller, it was for me, to want to turn to that is very natural.
On Our Own is a critical partner in a larger effort of addiction recovery known as the Roanoke Valley Collective Response.
The Collective Response is a collaborative organization that covers the whole recovery ecosystem. So just like a person needs all type of holistic care, the recovery ecosystem covers all parts of a person's recovery, from prevention and education, all through the continuum of care that goes to workforce development and economic development, crisis response, recovery services, and what we like to call thriving. So once a person enters recovery, we want them to do well and not just stop using substances, but really live and thrive in their life.
On Our Own's unique role in this recovery ecosystem is its daily access to a peer recovery specialist who offers perhaps the most critical resource of all, hope.
The rest of a treatment team, as important as it is to have a whole treatment team, there's something a peer can offer someone with lived experience that not, at least in my experience, no one else has been able to offer.
I know a good friend of mine, he was like, if you become a peer recovery specialist, work at the VA, I'll be your first customer or your first patient.
Yeah.
He's like, because you've been there, you've done that. But why am I going to talk to somebody that has just been to college?
Or someone that can look and say, me too, I get it, I've been there. I'm a little bit further along my journey and I can tell you that it's gonna get better. And there's a whole lot there that isn't offered by anyone else.
Here we go. Good morning, Chris.
Morning.
How are you? So my name is Jessica King. I am a peer recovery specialist and the program manager here at On Our Own of the Roanoke Valley.
All right, hello, my name is Tyler Barlow. I am a intern, a peer recovery specialist intern through George Mason University, working here at On Our Own. I am a veteran. I go to the Salem VA. I still go to the inpatient, intensive outpatient classes. Yeah, and I've been living here in Roanoke since about 2012.
I was tired of getting in trouble, right? I was in and out of institutions, in and out of jail, counseling and therapy for what my mental health and addictions had taken from me.
Some of the things I seen in the military, I was in during Desert Storm, a few deaths. I actually seen a guy, he did not die, but he actually blew up, and when he came out the vehicle, his clothes were shredded and stuff. It was just like, oh, real wow.
Addiction had taken my children and put them in foster care. My family had disowned me, so I was left on my own, homeless on the streets here of the Roanoke Valley for 2 years. And I think that was one of my numerous lows. I am a suicide survivor. So it got pretty bad for a while there dealing with all that.
Lost my family at the time. I was married at the time. I had 2 daughters at the time. And I lost my family due to my use. My late nights, the money. And not to mention, didn't help that, I was sleeping around. So, yeah, it was a real dark time, and I just kept spiraling down. Yeah.
I do want to say that with recovery, I have met my children that were put in foster care. I'm a grandma now, so I get to watch babies, and everything that I went to therapy to settle out and kind of make peace with has come back in a different form. I don't know if it was because I wasn't in recovery or it just took this long for everything to come back. But I'm way more prepared now than I was then to handle it.
The last incarceration that I had was about 6 years ago. I felt like I couldn't do it anymore. It was taking a toll on me, for number one. It was taking a toll on my family. So when I got out, I had a plan, and I took off to the VA, got me a counselor, started doing outpatient groups, among other things, to help myself get better. I'm in a good place now. Like I say, this October the 15th, it'll be 6 years that I have been in recovery. And he reminded me, tell me when I'm coming up, starting yesterday evening about 6 o'clock. Miss Edna walking.
Oh, so I had a note. She called. She got her apartment.
Yeah. I talked to her yesterday. She said, I called and talked to Jess. It was so good to see her at school. So yeah, she said she's coming back.
Yeah, I love it. When I got better with my mental health, I had a clinician who talked me into going to college at Virginia Western Community College. So I went and I got my human services degree. And this is where I met On Our Own as my internship. And I followed that with going to Raffert's and getting my bachelor's in social work. But I decided to stay with On Our Own because in NA, I was always brought up to know that you only keep what you have by giving it away. And that's something that I get to do here on a daily basis. I get to give my knowledge to somebody else. And I am forever practicing a recovery group. So not only that, but I get to stay on top of my own recovery. And I get to watch people grow and thrive as they find the path to their recovery.
Just a couple of weeks ago when I was upset about something, I ain't gonna say the whole thing, but people here just filled me up with joy today. And I appreciate y'all. Tarlon has helped me, and you have helped me with your smile.
Did you think you would get to this place?
No. man, no, sir. I would never in a million years thought I would be in this spot right here, man. To be honest with you. This stuff is like a drug to me in itself, being clean. Oh my God. I get so high off of just being clean. It's just weird, but it is what it is. I'm excited about my recovery, so like I said, I'm just trying to be positive for somebody and open some doors that I wish somebody had been or somebody had opened that door so it would have been a smoother transition, so to say. But for me, I got to go the hard route, I got to go the long route, so I got to go through. I can't go around, I can't go over, I can't go under, I got to go through. So now it's a door gonna be open for how if somebody comes from the intensive outpatient program, goes through peer recovery specialist, and gets placed as a peer recovery specialist, they're gonna know how to handle it better because I came through. You see what I'm saying? So it's cool, man. It's real cool. So, yeah. We good?
How are you doing, Marcus? You been better? Struggles are real.
My anger is coming up because of unreasonable reasons. So I'm dealing with that a lot right now because I am. If I feel like I'm the only one doing anything, or if I get in my mind that I'm the only one doing anything, and I know that's not the case, but my mental illness will shove me there quickly.
So if you could tell us what is your biggest need that you need to ask people for?
So our biggest need is operational money, because we would like to be open more hours than just the 3.5 or 4 hours a day. People need more than that. So we would like more of that. And we would also like the money to have food, like to have a monthly big meal. Right now we buy our own. The staff buys
for our members?
Coffee creamers, we go through about 10 coffee creamers a month. The whipped cream, chocolate syrup, caramel, everybody deserves a sweet coffee, so
So they can be as sweet as you.
yeah, so they could be as sweet as me.
Everything that we heard in there was so exciting. It sounds like On Our Own really goes about walking out what it looks like to care for the people in this community, to kind of meet them where they are and give them whatever they need in a safe way. We're all about that. We being a locally owned business, Wheeler is all about teaming with companies that give back to this community. And so we are really, really excited about putting together a customized digital plan that's going to hopefully help create some buzz for On Our Own.
While Wheeler Digital got to work proving On Our Own wasn't left on its own when it comes to marketing, I took the time to meet more of the folks who serve and are served by the nonprofit. They're often one and the same and involve an addiction that doesn't discriminate.
Yes, so I came to Roanoke by way of my own recovery. By 2019, I had just become completely emotionally, spiritually, physically bankrupt. I didn't even look like myself. I'm in recovery from heroin use, and I use that word even though it's kind of scary, and I used to not want to use it. The secrets keep us really sick, and so when you can talk about it and you shed light on it, that's what makes these kind of scary things a lot less scary.
My name is Sarah Brigden. I'm bipolar, and I was looking for just some outlets to kind of draw me out of the house more and get me involved with community.
My name is Keith Thomas. I turned 45. I had just been diagnosed with bipolar. My previous history then, mental illness was never brought into it. They just treated you for the addiction, whatever you're doing, because I was self-medicating all the time. And then I had a doctor diagnose me with bipolar. And then I was kind of looking and floundering with, support groups and where to go, what to do. I happened to come across On Our Own from a brochure from Blue Ridge Behavioral, is where I go for my services. And I went there one day and started going. And then I became a volunteer, and then I became a peer support specialist, and I have been involved ever since.
My name is Heather Wingfield. I'm a peer support recovery specialist here at On Our Own. I run the peer support groups. I also do women to women. We do crafts, we do fellowship, we do paintings that you see around the room. I also run the Friday groups where we play bingo or do karaoke. I do a poetry group. I'm more of the creative one here, so they get me to do all of that stuff. About 15 years ago, I was severely suicidal and in substance use disorder. Crack, meth, lots of weed. I struggle with self-harm, and that's 150 cigarette burns, actually. But thankfully, I've been free of that now for almost a year. And I found On Our Own, and it quickly became my home away from home. I found fellowship here, I found support here, I found recovery here. I also found my husband here, and so it kind of became everything to me.
Well, when I was 17 years old, I had my first manic episode. I was in high school. I was preparing to take my SATs. I was engaged, and there was pressure of graduating high school, and all the things came down on me all at once. Whether I was going to move out of my foster home and get married, or whether I was going to go out on my own. I spent 10 days in the hospital, and yeah, it was not a good time in my life.
My self-medicating, I wish I started at 16, led to me losing my driver's license. Led to me losing a couple of jobs, led to me losing a couple of places to live. I ended up homeless at one point, and then I ended up at the Trust House when it was still functioning in Roanoke, and went through that process, got back on my feet, then was hired by On Our Own part-time as a peer support recovery specialist to supplement my income. And it's, you know, things, it hasn't been a bed of roses. There are days that things aren't as great as they should be, but, you know, I take my medication because it helps me maintain and, you know, live with the bipolar. But the self-medicating and the abuse part ended a long time ago. It's kind of just like, "Oh, I'm done," and then that was the end of it. And so I stay as active here as I can to help.
I feel a sense of responsibility trying to help other people get through what I've had a hard time getting through. And, you know, try to take care of me more, so that I can, you know, go another day to help somebody else.
So it was kind of a hidden gem that I didn't know existed for a really long time. And when I found it, it touched my heart and my soul.
When I go into schools or my work as a peer recovery specialist, when I go and say, "Hey, me too," people would say, like, "Well, you don't look like a heroin addict." And I say, "Well, it's so funny you say that, because this is what a recovering heroin addict looks like, because that is me." And it doesn't, addiction and mental health crisis and trauma does not discriminate for socioeconomic class or race or gender or any of the above. And if you need a cup of coffee, On Our Own has that for you. If you need resources, if you need to talk to a peer, if you need a group, whatever you need, On Our Own has. So it's not just for someone who's feeling like I'm unwell or I'm sick. It's for community and it's for everybody. And I think that that's really, really special and should be uplifted.
I thought we had a wonderful first meeting where you guys really painted a beautiful picture of what On Our Own does, of how it's unique, and of the real urgency that there is, that more people know about what you do and how you're helping address a growing need in our community. Y'all really made this easy on us by saying, kind of showing specifically where the need was in getting more donations to help your operations fund and all that. So the first thing we do to minimize waste on a campaign is we want to make sure that we are serving ads in an area that people are most likely to donate. In this case, we wanted to target Roanoke, Salem, and about a 20-mile radius around that. And then, as far as the tools that we wanted to deploy for this, the first one was social mirror ads that really made sense. This is our top used platform. What it allows us to do is get social media content, and in serving it off of that platform, you're not even waiting for that user to come to Facebook, to come to Instagram. We're finding people who fit our targeting and are in the geography, and we're finding them. We have access to a little over 80 million different websites and apps and games, and this ad is going to find someone as long as it fits your targeting wherever they go and serve to them.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's
great.
Amazing is a nicer word than creepy, but it could be both. And we can target by a keyword list. So let's say that somebody is getting on Google and they're Googling something like, "I want to volunteer for a local cause," or "What are faith-based charities that I can give to?" "How to donate to charities," "Nonprofit donation tax deduction," you name it. We can have up to, I think it's 500. Yeah, we can have up to 500 keywords that we'll create that we say, if somebody does a search and they're in our campaign geography, we want them to all of a sudden start to see that ad wherever they go. And independent of a search, you can do contextual targeting, meaning if somebody's just reading an article that contains those keywords, watching a video, reading a blog, you name it, they will then start to get targeted with those ads as well. Those are the different ways the social mirror targets. With the campaign that we're going to be donating to you, we are going to be capturing 48% of the relevant inventory we care about. That's a nerdy way of saying that 48% of the ads that fit your targeting, people that they fall into the behaviors that we care about and the keywords, the campaign we're donating to you is going to capture 48% of that audience. So that's aggressive. We thought we needed to be aggressive here and really get the word out. What Wheeler is proud to donate On Our Own is, along with the social mirror campaign, the production the scripting, production, and editing of 2 new videos to use both in this campaign and in all of your other just awareness efforts, and the time of our team to develop and process the strategy. That's about a total of $9,500 that we're proud to donate.
That is so amazing. Thank you so much. We have never, in my 25 years there and the 32, almost 33 years that we've been in existence, we've never had any marketing. So people who really need us, who are struggling for recovery, for hope. This is amazing that we will be able to get the message out there to those folks who need us and to folks who want to help us in any way they can to keep this program going and provide even more services. So we are so grateful. I can't hardly even express it. It's
We're happy
wonderful.
to do it.
Wonderful.